Scott, here we go. There's another update on the world of Battlefield 2042 and welcoming Motive Studio to the team. They keep expanding. Dude, they're not giving up on Battlefield at all, are they?
It really doesn't seem like it. Not giving up on Battlefield as a whole, which is really positive after 2042.
This is the official EA announcement. When Battlefield 2042 launched, we promised to bring 4 seasons of content to the game, including new maps, additional specialties, specialists, weapons, vehicles, and more. As our seasons continued, the feedback we received made it clear your appetite for more Battlefield 2042 remained strong. We took the community to evolve the game to make it even better for you and continue to learn valuable lessons for our own development processes. Last month, we released the 7th season of Battlefield 2042, Turning Point, which added an intense new urban map set in Chile, as well as several weapons and new gadgets with a revamped map based on the stadium location from Hourglass, 2 themed events, and a new weapon and vehicle to come. While we've enjoyed and are proud of creating these seasons of additional content for 2042, it is now necessary for us to turn from present to the future. What this ultimately means is that Season 7 will serve as the final season for Battlefield 2042. After Season 7 concludes, we will continue to support the game with new in-game challenges, events, modes, and of course, ongoing maintenance, but we are moving away from delivering official seasons. We know this news may be disappointing. However, as we looked at what the future of the series required, it became clear it was time for us to shift our resources and focus to a fully dedicated to what's coming next. As I've mentioned in previous updates, we have an ambitious vision to embrace and unlock the vast potential of the series, class-based squad play, and immersive, intense battles. To that end, Motive Studio, the talented developers known most recently for their work on the critically acclaimed remake of Dead Space and Star Wars Squadrons, are building a team focused on Battlefield at their studio. We're tremendously excited for Motive, as they are bringing their expertise with Frostbite and compelling storytelling to the fold. Storytelling. Scott, did you catch that? Storytelling.
That's a very big detail right now.
Hey?
Yes, I've been sorely missing Battlefield campaigns.
Joining DICE, Criterion, and Ripple Effect in building Battlefield universe across connected multiplayer experiences and single player. Battlefield 2042 has been an important chapter of the series we all know and love, and your feedback has been important in helping us build this game into something special, while also assisting us in laying the foundation for the future. Battlefield is an experience that is defined by the passion its community as much as its team-driven tactics and explosive battles, and I look forward to the day that we can tell you more about what's coming next. Thank you, Brian Beattie, General Manager of Battlefield. Scott, where's your thoughts on this?
Well, one little hint there is we're not focusing on now, we're moving to the future, and I'm thinking in the back of my head, are we going back to 2142? But actually after 2042 and the kind of divisive nature of that, I think Battlefield has 2 possibilities right now. You either double down on the kind of near future modern combat, or we dial it back and go to, well, Battlefields of the past, like we're more used to.
Sure.
But after Battlefield 1 and then 5 being in the past, I think there was a real hunger to go more modern, but I don't know if 2042 was the right choice. I'm not sure where I would put it if I were crafting this kind of game, but in any case, I'm really happy to see that they're still continuing on with Battlefield, and it seems like they're putting more resources into it instead of less, which is very positive if you want to regrow this this once great franchise.
Here's my thing. This is where I stand. Battlefield seems to struggle year in and year out. It definitely has an install base, right? There is a player base that is playing this, that is hungry for more content, right? But when you take a look at its competition, Call of Duty, dude, Call of Duty just steamrolls Battlefield. Straight up, right?
Oh, every year there's a new one, though.
I know. Yeah, but to the detriment of Battlefield, right? That's the thing.
Oh, but there's 3 companies working on Call of Duty.
Absolutely. But year in, you talk about player fatigue. Dude, you kind of wonder when's that going to step in for Call of Duty. we don't know yet because Call of Duty keeps continuing to produce juggernaut numbers. Battlefield takes a bit of time. They come out, the DICE gives you the game, and then, dude, Battlefield 2042 flop, right? Straight up flop. They pull in Criterion, right? The racing studio for EA. I was like, man, what are you doing over with Battlefield now? All right, well, we'll see how this goes. And then you've got other teams now. Now you have Motive joining as well. Motive currently working on an Iron Man game. What does that mean?
I don't know
how
many people there are at Motive, but yeah, bringing some of those resources away from Iron Man, does that maybe tell how far along that Iron Man production is?
Oh, maybe, right? Maybe now we're in the wrap-up stages of the Iron Man game, so they're able to alleviate some of those resources and put them into Battlefield for whatever their next project is. But what if, Scott, just what if we just stop doing Battlefield for a while? Let them do something else. Let them bring back a little game called Titanfall. You want to talk about hunger? Dude, you want to talk about hunger? Let's talk about Titanfall. People are hungry for Titanfall. Battlefield?
I think Titanfall is in the I think Titanfall is in that break in case of emergency kind of box. If EA needs to print money, that's what they're using that for.
Well, then why wouldn't you use it now? That's what I don't understand. Why would you get Respawn back into the world of Titanfall? Maybe they just don't have a story ready to go, but yet they seem to have something cooking for whatever next Battlefield game is, right? Season 7. You and I checked out the preview of that. We were invited into an event, had a great time, got annihilated. It felt like Battlefield, right? Honestly,
That's right.
It felt like Battlefield to me, and it was good. It's not my preferred game, of course, right? I'm not the Battlefield guy. You are the Battlefield guy, so that makes a huge difference.
I'm actually wearing the shirt.
Well, yeah, right? Funny how it works sometimes. So, how much hunger is there for more Battlefield? Are you looking for, oh man, I can't wait for the next one? Like, I'm a big Assassin's Creed guy, right? So, Assassin's Creed Red, yo, I'm down. What is it? Show me something. That's how I feel about that franchise. Is this how you feel about Battlefield moving forward with their next one?
Well, because of how 2042 launched, I'm now nervous. I'm afraid of the new game. I've gone the opposite now, where I do actually often live in the past, where I'll go and revisit some of those really comfort games, but
sure,
Battlefield is one of those for me. If they did decide to take several years off, we're going to skip this whole console, or not console generation rather, but we come back for the next one, then I would be okay with that, because I still look to Battlefield 1 as my absolute favorite.
Okay.
And I don't know if the rest of the community feels the same way, though. I don't know what the numbers are. I haven't looked at them. If Battlefield 5 is still enjoying a big influx, then, well, why not? We just take some time off. But like I said, I think they were trying to rush into that, get back into modern combat, go into the future a little bit. They tried to change that up, and I have to suspect that's because of some of the numbers falling off.
So do you think the next one then goes still with the modern side, or are we traveling back in time?
I think we're traveling back in time, but not nearly as far back as we're used to. I think this is we're getting Call of Duty Gulf War. Could we get Battlefield Gulf War?
Yeah, right. I was thinking like 2000s, maybe, right? Not back in the 1950s kind of setting, for sure. And then on top of that,
Modern Combat 2, I believe, was about Fallujah, and so getting into more modern times.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. And then on top of all that, single player, dude, that's got to be a highlight, right?
Absolutely. I've been really hungering for a single-player Battlefield experience, so much so that I've gone back and played 4 and 3 all over again.
Yeah, very cool. So we'll see what happens when EA and DICE and everybody, all the teams now coming together. The big focus now is coming into Battlefield, and what is next? I think that's the biggest question. What is next for Battlefield?